Great batch, Jones and Blaine have played in every test this season, and Michael Owens, the 12th man. And looking at the Pakistan team now, 2 changes forced on them through injury. Asif Mushtaba is not playing, and Atif Rauf comes in. They've changed the third seamer as well. Atta Rahman has a thigh problem, and he makes way for Amir Nazir. Well, it was an all-action day, and it started with the very first ball.
First ball of the test match. And, oh, he's caught, is he? I thought he was for a moment. Goodness me. And a very ambitious shot from Saeed Anwar. Let's have a look at it again.
We may see in this angle here now, pretty loose shot, but he's dragged that across, and yes, it has carried to Ken Rutherford around about waist height, I guess, falling across to his left. Now, bear in mind, Ken Rutherford has had that hand injury. We can see the left hand there on the hip, very badly bruised.
Danny Morrison with the ball. Bowling with the breeze. That's not a bad delivery, but the first runs of the test match away down to fine leg, and Simon Dool down their return. So Pakistan underway. Saeed Anwar, 1 run. Again, just straying down the leg side. Again, down the leg side, turned away, and a long run round there, but there's the first boundary of the Pakistan innings. 2 wide for Danny Morrison to drag it in. Oh, it's dropped. Tony Blaine puts it down. I'm sure that was an edge, the replay will tell us, but a big edge straight through to Blaine, and down it went.
Well, there's no doubt that this was an edge. It was just a half approach to play this ball. You can see he's run it off the face. And Tony Blaine was committed to go because it's doubtful it would have carried through to Mark Greatbatch. It was heading in his direction. But in the end, it's a case of just hitting the glove and going straight to ground.
And here's more runs, just guiding it through the gully region. It may go all the way. It's fairly lush, the outfield down there. In fact, it does pull up. Leah Hartland into the test match in place of Pocock.
Again an edge, but it's going straight past third slip, and that'll be all the way to the boundary for 4. Well, he's playing this well too. That's going just behind square. A chase for Morrison. That's going very fine. It's going to beat Morrison. In fact, it beats everybody. Morrison not in the picture. It was hit very fine, and he's fairly wide where he should be. Driving, and he's going to get that behind point for 4. That'll go all the way. Thompson won't get it. And we're seeing some strokes now from Saeed Anwar. Oh, he goes for that. He's hitting it in the air. Is it going to go over the top of Pringle? It does. That's 6.
Yes, and short delivery. Sohail goes for the hook, top edges it, and Pringle trying to get in the position. Morrison was just checking to see whether it actually did clear the fence for 6.
Well, that's nicely played. That's 4 runs straight onto the pads. And Saeed Anwar whips it away to bring up Pakistan's 50. He might have another 4 here. He's guided it away down backward a point, and that is another 4. Second consecutive boundary for Saeed Anwar. Chance of a run out here. KT Francis, the umpire at the striker's end, says not out. A good work by Rutherford. And 1 run off the over. 55 without loss. Wants a single this time, and a bad misfield by Dool, and that's going to concede an extra run, having to shift a bit, but getting there. So what should have been 1 has turned into 3.
And Dool just stroking that one out. Oh, what a beautiful shot. That just literally was caressed through the covers. It's rocketed away off the face of the bat. So Saeed Anwar, he's hurried on to 37. Sohail on 36. Driving. Oh, lovely shot. That's through the covers for 4. Over-pitched and wide and severely punished.
Matthew Hart bowling to Sohail. Well, that's in the air, and that's hit very, very firmly indeed by Sahale. What a good shot. So hard, encouraging the drive, and he got it. And Syed Anwar is hitting the balls through mid-wicket for 4. A lovely shot from Syed Anwar.
She gets down, gets the ball very close to the line of his pads, and with nobody out there at all, it's a very easy shot to play, but you do need the confidence to do it. And certainly Syed Anwar has that. But the field just stays up, encouraging him to perhaps try it from a delivery which is not on to do so.
Well, he's down the pitch again, and he's done it a second time, and that's his 50 and the Pakistan 100. It's right over the top of the fence, and it's the second time he's been past 50 in a test, and it's the second time consecutively.
Quickly called for a chance of a run out, and he's gone to the third umpire. Paul Unwin has thrown the stumps down, and this could be the first wicket the New Zealanders think it is. Let's go to the third umpire and have a look.
Well, he always looks as though he's going to struggle, Sahale, to get to the other end if it was cleanly fielded, and also the stumps were thrown down as they were. Unwin on his knees, and we see the replay there. It's touch and go. And now he's given it the green light.
Batsman got the benefit of the doubt. There was doubt there. It was a near thing. He wants a single for his half-century. He's going to go this time, and that's well run. And a half-century for Amar Sahale.
You see the scoring shots here, 28. Just the 2 4s and 1 6.
That's it, very fine. Pringle's really going to have to scramble to get round the boundary. He can't do it, and that's 4 runs. And that's flown away for 4 more. Oh, crikey, that got there quickly. 10 off the over, and it's 117 without loss. Danny Morrison bowls the last ball of the session, a session which has belonged very much to Pakistan, and they go to lunch at 120 without loss.
Just pushing that away behind point. No attempt to hit it hard. It just runs off the face of the bat. Another couple of runs, and they really are coming at will.
Run, mate.
Oh, he's gone. He went to play the ball away on the leg side, Saeed, and he got a front edge or even the back of the bat, and it flew to slip, the only one there, and the first Pakistani wicket has gone.
Well, we talked about bowling offside line to these left-handers, and this is where you've got to bowl. You've got to angle across them like that, get them to play through the onside, hit a grip against the movement, and fortunately it's gone to the best pair of hands at the moment in New Zealand cricket, Brian Young. Syed Anwar is on his way for 69, 125 for 1.
So Atif Rolf, he hasn't had a bat in New Zealand yet. He's out here because the opener went.
Yes, once too often looking to play through the onside of a delivery passing by off stump. And that's a very good catch from Brian Young, because like the batsman, he would have been expecting that ball to go through the onside, so he would have been surprised somewhat, but he takes them so easily, and he's got this habit of just putting them in the pocket.
But first ball to Atif Rolf. And he's off the mark immediately. Not a good ball from Simon Doull. Looking for the second, but they won't get it. Oh, that nearly rolled back onto the stumps. He was very quick with the footwork, Sahale. He is allowed to do that. Can't use his hands. Driving. Good-looking shot. That'll race away for 4. It's a long boundary, but it should make the grade out there. And it does. So over pitching, and all the good work is undone.
Driving very well is Rolf, and that's the second time it's gone down to the long off boundary.
Flashing shot, and he's caught. Frustration finally sets in. Sahel is caught by Hartland, and New Zealand have their second wicket.
Well, the tactics have certainly paid off here, as we can see Sahel losing his wickets. Simon Doull outside the off stump, giving a bit of room, but Sahel not quite the same mood. Hits the catch straight to Hartland in the gully. Pakistan lose their second wicket, and they're 2 for 147.
That's got rid of Sahel, and Simon Doull has his second wicket.
So here's the replay of Sahel's dismissal. Good catch by Hartland. Good comfortable height and well taken.
Rather a gift delivery for Salim Malik to get off the mark, and he just takes the one. He goes for it, and just away from the field, and away it goes down to the fence for 4.
Salim Malik, the skipper, is out there with the new man, Atif Rauf. And Salim Malik is just about to break a record for Pakistan. And look down that list. Majid Khan in 4th place, Salim Malik in 5th. But, oh, they're equal. So if he gets a run, he'll slip up to number 4. There's Majid Khan, about to lose the 4th spot by the look of things. And there it is, the run that he was after to get past Majid Khan, although he probably wasn't aware of it, but he's going to come back for a comfortable 2. So Salim Malik, the skipper, he got that fine 100 in Wellington. And there's Majid. Doesn't look too depressed, does he? That's a good ball from Danny Morrison, whistling through to Tony Blaine, unlucky not to catch the edge.
Danny Morrison now bowling to a right-hander, and I suspect that he'd prefer that. Oh, that's a good catch, a magnificent catch. What a wonderful catch at first slip. And Morrison can only just smile ruefully, because at last he has the reward that he's been looking for. And Atif Rauf, his first innings in Test cricket ends.
Goodish delivery, bouncing. And we saw second slip going towards it, but it was always Great Batch's catch there at first slip, and he took a good one in the end. And so now Pakistan, 159 for 3. It just bounced a little, moved away. And those two wouldn't want to be further apart than that.
And that's a nice shot from Basit Ali to open his scoring. And just 2 runs. Well, there's a long way to go. It was all Pakistan in the first session. It's been all New Zealand in the second. And that's hit beautifully by Basit Ali for 4. He's only just ambling down the pitch, and the ball is racing across the outfield for his first boundary. Oh, and he's driving down the ground this time. Salim Malik has hit that ball beautifully. That's just going to race through to the boundary for 4 down at Long On. Oh, it's in the air, but it's safe. And it's going to run all the way down to the 3rd man boundary. And that's a lovely shot, and that's going to go through and all the way. That's a lovely shot from Basit Ali. It's also at the end of the over. It's 186 for 3.
He's left this way on the onside with a minimum of fuss, and it's over the top. 6 runs. Well, Danny Morrison has been lifted over mid-wicket for 6.
Just as simple as that, eh? All timing. It's lifted over square leg. Beautiful, beautiful shot there. Beautiful shot. Looking in very fine form and dangerous, Basit Ali.
Tries again, and no, says the umpire. Must have been close. Let's have a look.
Nigel Morrison, that one there just angling in off the seam. It's put him pretty much in middle stump, and by KT Francis says not out. Well, the only thing he must have been thinking, Grant, maybe going down leg, but I don't know. Hit him in front of middle stump there. And the appeals of the New Zealanders, and Danny Morrison in particular, says it all.
struck, bowling Salim Malik, and it's 195 for 4.
Well, what an excellent session this has been for New Zealand, and Matthew Hart getting one through the defences of Salim Malik, the captain, just going on and through the gate there. It's an excellent dismissal. Matthew Hart, his second test wicket. Salim Malik on his way for 18, and Pakistan 195 for 4. Almost looking for turn here, and he's leaving a gap there between bat and pad, and Matthew Hart right on line. Just goes on a bit with the arm, if you like, through the defences, and he gets him bowled. Here's a side-on view of the dismissal, and can't quite understand it at all.
Oh, he's lifted that. That's a beautiful shot again. Everybody looks to the umpire. That's another 6. Morrison down the leg side, and this time it's onto the terraces, and up come the 200 for Pakistan. And it's Matthew Hart with a wicket in his previous over to bowl to Inzamam. Again, he gives him a full toss. This time he's punished. Inzamam off the mark with a boundary. Edge and caught. Inzamam is gone. And Dull, with the first ball of a new spell, takes the wicket.
Well, the change in tactics from Rutherford, and that's all credit to him and the team. Inzamam on his way for just 5. We see Dull bowl on one outside off stump. He fends it, if you like. It's a nick. Great Patch takes a very good catch at first, slip low down. Pakistan lose their 5th wicket. And 206 for 5.
And now Dull is the bowler. Good straight delivery. The new batsman wants a run immediately and takes it comfortably. Here's the previous dismissal.
Yes, Inzamam here, poking at one outside the off stump, getting the nick. Excellent catch by Mark Greatbatch, his second of the innings. And after only 9 balls, Inzamam is on his way, and that's a very healthy sight for New Zealand. And the Kiwis too, very excited about that, and so they should be.
Oh, a dive. Only one slip there. It's in the air. It races down for 4. But Brian Young diving away to his right. Replay will be interesting.
Well, I guess the field is a talking point here after this, but he's cut away at that, and Brian Young, I believe, has got a hand on that. I think it's gone through the outstretched right hand and just popped up above it. Yes, he's definitely got a hand on it, but it's still had enough weight on it to carry it down to the fence.
That's a strange-looking shot, just lobbing it over Pringle's head. Miscued it completely, hit it high on the bat, and it just went tantalisingly over the bowler's head.
Well, this is Chris Pringle's off-spinner. This is one of his trademarks he uses in one-day cricket, particularly towards the end of the innings. The slower ball, the off-spinner, and it completely deceives the batsman who is through the shot before the ball arrives.
Oh, that's down at first slip. This time he's nicked it, and certainly Brian Young got a hand on it again, but it went down. So Chris Pringle not having any luck at all.
Well, this is like a mirror of the very first session of the day. We've seen 2 chances go down very quickly, both to the same player, both difficult ones. Now, Glenn Turner's got a theory about how wide you stand. If you're the only one slip there, you're really left in no man's land. And we talk about having hindsight. And if we look at the field now, John Morrison, after this replay, we may just see that Ken Rutherford has decided now that we're warranting 2 slips.
Yes, Mark Greatbatch has come in, but because there was only 1 slip, Brian Young went wider, and that made that catch more difficult. And it's whistles through to Tony Blaine. End of the over, 218 for 5. We've got a man in short cover now. Still got the 2 slips in a gully. And a very similar sort of shot, and it's got through. Shane Thompson made a bit of a mess. To the boundary for 4 more. Oh, it's edged again. That dropped short of Mark Greatbatch, but certainly very encouraging in the slip cordon.
Full toss, swung away, And that was a real gift. And he's hit it for 6. Rashid Latif has hit Matthew Hart for 6. It's 249 for 5. Shane Thompson for the first time. He bowls a full toss, and that's going to the fence for 4 runs. A lot of full tosses bowled by the New Zealand bowlers today.
Yes, well, Matthew Hart bowled a easy full toss on the last ball of last over. The 6 went, and then we see there Basit Ali collecting Shane Thompson's full P, and he makes 50. He's 51.
Nicely dabbed away, giving Jones a bit of a chase. And another single for Basit Ali.
So Shane Thompson continuing. And he's gone. He's been caught in the covers. Thompson getting a bit of drift in the air, and Rashid Latif really going after it. Just a comfortable catch by Blair Hartland. So that really came out of nothing. The match just meandering along. Thompson, you see the drift in the air. It's really gone wide, and Latif has gone to fetch it and just spooned a catch really quite comfortably to Blair Hartland, who accepts it. Nonchalance, really. Quite happy to see him go to 254 for 6 now, Pakistan.
That ball was drifting a fair way away, and he went after it. He has tempted fate in the last over or so. And Shane Thompson getting some drift here. Can't keep it down. And good catch by Blair Hartland. Pretty straightforward one. Drifting in, as you see, to the left-handers, but Wasim Akram clamping down on it, and he's underway as he pushes it out on the leg side.
Oh, he's driven that beautifully, has Akram, and that's going to be 4. Oh, it's up in the air. That's going to be caught. Who's got it? It's Great Batch who's got it, his 3rd catch. And so Morrison gets the reward. Akram doesn't stay. Akram's rubbing his shoulder. But Great Batch has the result. Now, Akram was really giving a very strong indication that it came from his shoulder, but it might have come from his glove and his bat on the way through. We'll have to look at it again.
Yes, well, that's the point, although he's having some words just to his mate, not to the umpire. But this was a good bouncer from Morrison. Deserved some good result. Ooh, well, it may well have just hit him on the shoulder. Very fortunate not to get it in the visor. So that's a good, fast, straight bouncer from Morrison. Brings the dismissal of Wasim Akram. 261 for 7, Pakistan.
Let's have a look at this catch again, because certainly Akram gave an indication that it was only from his shoulder.
So this is from mid-on camera. Well, he did get his gloves pretty high there, and so looking at that angle there was a possibility that it did flick it and then onto his shoulder. The thing is, he played it very poorly. Morrison got it up into the right place, and so I'm quite happy with that dismissal.
And you can see that he's lost poise considerably. And there wasn't much doubt about the enthusiasm of the New Zealanders. Of course, there would be anyway. And Morrison rewarded with his 2nd wicket. He's got 2 for 80 now.
Yes, New Zealand will be rather happy with the way things have turned around since lunch, taking those 7 wickets. But they had been very loose with their bowling, and they've gone for far too many.
And there's 4 more from Basit Ali. That's exactly what Glenn Turner's talking about. Oh, it's in the air a bit, but Akram Razar's going to get his first runs, and it will run all the way to the boundary, but it wasn't a convincing stroke.
That's a nice looking shot. In fact, he's timed it beautifully. He's beaten Hartland, and that's 4 runs. That's hammered away on the offside again. Should be overhauled by Andrew Jones. And Akram Raza has 2 further runs. Basit Ali comes down, and he's clouded this one, and over the top, is it? Yes, it is. A 3rd 6 for Basit Ali.
Well, ouch. That hurt Simon Doull. Here he is, just in the 2nd delivery of this over, this new spell, and Basit Ali down the wickets. Hits it on the up, over extra cover, into the terraces for 6. Not the normal sort of shot you would see off a medium pace bowler in a test match, Grant.
Well, that's nicely played by Akram Raza. He's certainly attacking here, and there's a chance. Oh, it's been put down. Andrew Jones couldn't hold it. He had a long time to wait.
It looked as though he actually had it in control, Jones, too, and just fell out. But there's Basit Ali going for a big slog, really. Not a great shot at all. Skying it to mid-on. A difficult catch for Jones. He's running backwards.
It's nicely played away backward a point. The fieldsman can give that away. That's another boundary for Basit Ali. Oh, beautifully played by Akram Raza. Magnificent cover drive, and that's 4 runs.
Driving, and this one is a big shot over the top, and where's that gone? 4 runs. It's a cracking cut shot. That'll whistle away to the boundary for 4. Well, all the good work undone with the last ball. 320 for 7. That's in the air, but it's wide of second slip, and it runs away down for 4. Again, giving it a flirt, Basit Ali. 3 balls to go. He's gone again. Oh, dear oh me, he's dropped. Well, he hit it firmly enough, but it was in the air, and it's gone down.
Well, a chance for New Zealand on the first ball of the day, and another one at almost the last ball of the day. Blair Hartland must have known this was on its way. His previous ball, he got a warm-up.
Here we are, the last ball of the day's play. And Raza does well, and he keeps his wicket intact. So 334 for 7, Pakistan having been sent into bat. This man, Basit Ali, on 98. He's been the star of the day. A very impressive knock. It's had its moments, but he's still there. So a good effort from Pakistan.
Basit Ali really started with a hiss and a roar, but was slowed as the Kiwi bowlers tightened up. But his 98 still came off 122 balls, 9 fours and 3 sixes, and a partnership of 73 for the 8th wicket with Akram Raza. And looking at the New Zealand bowling figures, well, they really suffered 6 chances going down in all. Simon Doull, the most successful in terms of wickets. Chris Pringle bowling well without much luck. So 334 it was, Pakistan at the first day. Kamar Ahmed, your assessment of the day?
I think I'm satisfied as far as Pakistan point of view is concerned. I think they did very well before lunch, and then there's that slump when they lost 5 wickets for 87 runs, and the recovery by Basit Ali, tremendous batting by Basit Ali, who was 98 not out. Slight bit of nerves at the end, but surely he's batted superbly.
And your assessment of the pitch for day 2?
The pitch there's no danger. There's nothing wrong with the pitch. The pitch is tailor-made for batting. And I think our batsman was rather complacent between lunch and tea, and that's why the wickets fell.
All right, Kamar, thanks for those comments. So there we have it. Highlights of day 1 in this Bank of New Zealand test between New Zealand and Pakistan. Pakistan finishing 334 for 7. I hope you can join us tomorrow. Thanks for joining us on One World of Sport for our highlights of the second day of this 3rd cricket test in the Bank of New Zealand series, New Zealand against Pakistan. Another good summer's day in Christchurch. The pitch still looking good for batting, and Pakistan resuming at 334 for 7. At the crease, Basit Ali and Akram Raza. And we pick up our highlights of the second day with Danny Morrison bowling to Basit Ali.
Pushes it on the onside. He'll pick up 1. I think that's all he'll get. Yes, so he's on to 99. Very much a run-saving field. Looking to protect, keep him on 99 as long as possible. Pushes it out on the leg side. It's a tight single, but he's through. The throw's a good one. Hits the stumps, and there's an appeal. But Basit Ali is the man of the moment. 100 runs.
Well, congratulations to Basit Ali. He's ridden his luck pretty well. He's had a number of chances go begging from the edge of the bat. One at point last ball of last night, and One of the interesting things here as he brings it up is to see that the guy coming in does not ground his bat at all. Now he's a mile out there. The umpire has not even gone for the screen for the third umpire. The fieldsman reacted afterwards as if to say, well, it's got to be worth a look at the screen, but he didn't even make an effort to ground the bat. And he's out by a mile. That's quite astonishing, John.
That's absolutely staggering, isn't it? We've got the technology up here. It's not asked for. He's a yard out. And that really is ridiculous. Oh, he pulls it away. It's in the air. It's just clear of the field. Hasn't got much way on it, but a very comfortable two as Shane Thompson collects.
It's in the air and it's caught, and Basit Ali's gone. Hartland gets the catch, and Basit Ali has been dismissed by Pringle, giving Pringle his first wicket, but my word, that's well deserved.
Yes, well, Basit Ali has played some great shots and played some very loose ones. He's been an entertainer, but he's been very fortunate until this moment and just spooning it up there to Hartland in the covers. So Basit Ali is gone for 103, and Pakistan now lost their 8th wicket at 339.
So Basit Ali this morning just a touch lucky to get the 100 and out straight afterwards.
Well, it looked like a fairly benign delivery, but Basit Ali looked as though he might have been trying to hit it onside. It's difficult, actually. He just spooned it up, almost as though it was willful.
And you can see it there too, that Waqar Younis is prepared to play towards the pitch of the ball, secure that the ball will come on, and he opens his scoring with a couple. Oh, he's pulling it and he's going to be out caught. He's caught it mid-on. Dool has it, and Morrison gets his 3rd wicket. Waqar Younis comes and goes very quickly. Pakistan have lost their 9th wicket.
Well, Morrison now getting his just rewards, really. And that's the sort of shot that we've seen Basit Ali try to play, just short of a length, not able to get it over mid-on, just spooning it up. So Pakistan now 344 for 9.
Here's Ahmed Nazir playing his first ball of this test series. Oh, and he might not get too many either. Lovely little outswinger from Morrison to greet him.
And the wicket again, just short of a length from Morrison. And the sort of shot that Younis tackled there would be very difficult to play even by a batsman. And just spooning it up to Dool at mid-on.
Well, that last shot there showed a bit of bounce and a bit of pace from the pitch, so it cramped him. So it really was a very ambitious shot. And Dool had a simple catch at mid-on. Oh, that's it. That's the end of it. Ahmed Nazir faces only 2 balls, and Danny Morrison gets his 4th wicket and ends the Pakistan innings at 344.
Well, we saw him play and miss the previous delivery, and he didn't look as though he was getting in line with the ball at all. And look at this one here, just one straight up, legs out, feet outside leg stump. And I'm afraid Mr. Nazir does look like a number 11 batsman. But Morrison is quite happy with that, so he's now got 4 for 105 off his 24 overs. And New Zealand this morning have been able to wind things up. Pakistani batting getting through to 344.
So just 10 runs added this morning. Basit Ali getting to his first test ton, but Waqar Younis and Amir Nazir not hanging around for long. And Pakistan all out for 344. New Zealand left to rue those 6 dropped catches on the first day. Just Danny Morrison and Chris Pringle used today. Pringle getting Basit Ali a richly deserved wicket after having 4 catches dropped from his bowling. And Danny Morrison with the most wickets, 4 for 105. When New Zealand opened with Brian Young and Blair Hartland, New Zealand's best opening partnership in the series so far is 3.
Good-looking shot from Young, not particularly well timed, but the first run of the innings. So the New Zealand innings underway with that single from Brian Young. And he gets underway as well. So that's a nice feeling for both the New Zealand openers. They're both underway. Well played by Hartland. He should get 2 for this. Basit Ali sprinting back, and Hartland gets a couple of runs from a solid push. Good shot from Brian Young. That's the first boundary of the innings. And he's out. He's hit it away and has been caught at backward point, so Blair Hartland is dismissed for just 3 and New Zealand at 12 for 1.
Well, absolutely amazing. This one is wide and short from Waka Yunus. Blair Hartland actually whacks it pretty well, but straight to that man at point. And Basit Ali takes the catch, and unfortunately Blair Hartland doesn't keep it down. He's out. New Zealand's the first wicket. He's out for 3, and New Zealand 12 for 1. Here we see the dismissal of Blair Hartland, and talking to Glenn Turner, he was explaining really it was a bit of a late decision from the opener to cut, and that may be the reason why he hit it straight in the air to Basit Ali in that point position.
And Young plays another magnificent shot. The second boundary for Brian Young, and that fairly sped to the fence.
Driving. Good shot. It should run away for 4. In fact, it will. Struggling a little out there on the boundary. Clipping it away. Square of the wicket on the leg side. And they'll pick up a couple here.
And he's driving it well. Chase for Atiya Farouk. And 2 runs for Jones. He's 12 now. Aman Nazir to continue. Well, it's a good straight hit from Jones. He's hit that beautifully. Not much follow through, so they'll have to run. And 3 runs taken. Oh, it's hit beautifully by Jones. What a magnificent stroke. And once again, that went very straight, even though the ball was pitched so wide. And Jones goes for it, and he hits it very well indeed. There. And Young brings up the New Zealand 50, and it's taken them just 13 overs to get to 50. They've lost Hartland.
Oh, he's got it very fine, and he's got it away for 4. He gets plenty of bat on that, and that's a beautiful shot. 4. It's a pleasant stroke from Brian Young. Big chase for Wasim Akram, and 2 runs taken by the New Zealand batsman. Oh, beautifully played by Jones. Cleverly stopped by the fieldsman, and 2 runs taken by Andrew Jones. He's up to 46. Jones thumps it out into the covers. It's gone through, and this will be 50 for Andrew Jones. Yet another Test half-century.
Well, an excellent half-century to Andrew Jones. He really has played superbly in this innings. As he does always, he's a great fighter. Played some extremely brilliant shots. Here's the Jones wagon wheel. So those cover drives. Here we have those 3 cover drives there, which were played from Waka Yunus. And the last one too from Amir Nazir.
Good, solid-looking defensive stroke from Andrew Jones, and the players turn and leave for lunch here on the second day. It's been a very good morning for New Zealand. After Pakistan were dismissed for 344, the addition of just 10 further runs. And despite the early loss of Blair Hartland, New Zealand go to lunch at 78 for 1, with Andrew Jones through to yet another Test 50 and Brian Young on 20.
Good cricket watching conditions. Oh, that's in the air. It's going to run away for 4. It went in the gap between second slip and gully. It wasn't totally convincing. Oh, it's looks like a nick behind, but it was a no ball called. He got a fine edge. It went through to the keeper, straightforward catch, but that's no use if you've overstepped. Down the leg side, a loud appeal. I think that came from the pad. The umpire agrees.
It's a bit of pressure on Mr. Francis again, but we'll see quite clearly that this ball flicks Brian Young's back leg, and that's why he withdraws it away so quickly. I think it probably hurt a wee bit as well. It's hit the calf area of the back leg and flown down the leg side. Nice appeal, but for no result.
KG Francis. Oh, in the air. He's put it down. Third slip.
Well, this is good bowling from Wasim Akram. He set Brian Young up with the in-swinging Yorkers from around the wicket, and then he's angled one across his outswinger, which is superb bowling. Look at it go in the air, and Young follows it. Plan is perfect until the last part.
And that's a very good shot from Young. He likes that. Oh, it's a Yorker, but he's played it away. He's played it very well too, Young, and he brings up the New Zealand 100 with a good stroke from Wasim Akram. And he's driving well, and he gets it through extra cover. It might not go all the way. Salim Malik's pretty quick. But Young again showing that he's got strokes, which you're going to get some overthrows too, with the return from Salim Malik breaking the stumps at the bowler's end, and a bonus third run.
And New Zealand batting well in reply to Pakistan's 344. Well, that's close, and that's out. Brian Young has trapped LBW by Ahmed Nazir, and New Zealand lose their second wicket at 109.
Well, Brian Young's had a few shouts against him for LBW, and Ahmed Nazir gets this one to swing into the right hander, and for me that one there is moving far too much and would have gone down leg. Very dicey decision on away against Brian Young. He's out for 38 LBW, and New Zealand 109 for 2.
Jones goes after that. That's a free hit for Andrew Jones, and he puts it away with no problems at all.
Ken Rutherford certainly likes playing here at Lancaster Park. We remember his performance against Australia here recently.
Plays the cut and plays it very well indeed to get off the mark, Ken Rutherford.
Really, the performance by the New Zealand batsman has been very, very encouraging indeed.
And if ever there was a need for a reminder about the value of Andrew Jones, well, there's a single to Andrew Jones, and there's overthrows, and the ball has gone for 4. It's 5.
Running off about 35 odd metres. Oh, that was a very good ball. It swung in. It was fast, probably about the 135 mark. Oh, it's in the air. He's gone. He's nicked it. Well, Waka Yunus has the last say. Rutherford gone.
Well, let's just have a little look at the line of this delivery. It's been a great battle between these two, but Waqar Younis has won it, and Ken Rutherford's not happy. Delivery is about 1.5 foot wide of off stump, and it's bounced a bit on Ken Rutherford. He hasn't been able to keep it down. He's chosen to play it, and Inzaman has taken a fine catch at second slip. So Rutherford is gone. He's gone for 7. New Zealand now 134 for 3.
Let's go back to the Ken Rutherford dismissal. And it was a very fast delivery. It rose, it left him a shade, and took the edge. And there's Waka Yunus. So good effort and good bowling. Plenty of bounce and carry on this wicket. Inzamam, the man who took the catch. Oh, he's off the mark. That was bad fielding. It was pitched up. It was an attempted Yorker. He was equal to the task. Gets underway. End of the over. A good one. 135 for 3.
Oh, it's very good ball again from Wasim Akram.
But it's
Pressure on, isn't it, Glenn? It's almost as if New Zealand have wound the Pakistanis up to be able to get them highly competitive, and you don't need much winding. Ball's hitting the pad. LBW, it's out. Great Batch has gone for 1. And Wasim Akram has his first wicket, so he'll be delighted. But New Zealand now 139 for 4 it becomes.
To see the line here, pitching round about off stump. And that looked out to me.
Didn't look too bad, did it?
Yeah, so there we go. It's 139 now for 4, New Zealand. So the field not changing very much for the new batsman. Although we have seen in this series that Thompson is prepared to go after the bowling.
No ball. He's hit it very well too, Shane Thompson. He's got off the mark. And it looks as if it might run all the way towards it, but not quite over the boundary. And so they've run 3. Well, it's a Yorker, which is a little down the leg side. But certainly we've seen plenty of evidence of the famous Akram and Yunus Yorkers.
Well, this swings a long way, but it is going way down leg side. But look at the amount of swing on that.
As Thompson's beaten by a ball outside the off stump, and that's a magnificent delivery. And Thompson's on his way. A wonderful outswinger from Waqar Younis, a magnificent ball. And Thompson out for 3.
Yeah, I think we'll find this was close enough in where he had to play it. Let's just look at the line. Well, it's down that corridor of uncertainty, if you like. And fair enough, I think that Thompson played the delivery, played a defensive shot, beaten by the out movement, and so New Zealand now 147 for 5.
A ball which is pitching just outside the off stump and swinging away, and Thompson thought he had it covered, but the swing took the ball just to the edge of the bat and not past it, and it nibbled it on the way through to Latif, and that's the end of Shane Thompson. Beautiful ball though, because it did commit him. And even though if he'd been later in, he might have judged it better and said, well, I can leave that. But early on, it was a bit tough. There's an appeal for LBW. Katie Francis walks away.
I think he got bat on this, but what a great first delivery to bowl. The in-swinging Yorker, or attempt at it, and it does swing. Look, it starts outside off stump, but it's done too much. And I think that Blaine did get a nick on that as well, but the amount that ball swung was quite disconcerting.
Well, another appeal for LBW. This time he's gone. Katie Francis said, you're in front, Blaine, and you're out. New Zealand 147 now for 6.
Yes, well, it's another attempt at the in-swinging Yorker. He managed to get it across more towards middle and off, and we'll probably see that this one isn't defeating the leg stump. So he got the line right there, and although it's swinging, I don't think Blaine got very far forward, doing quite a bit, but Blaine on his way for naught, and so New Zealand reeling now at 147 for 6.
Nicely played by Jones. We'll have time for 2. Jones plays it away, and that is the end of the session. A session very much dominated by Pakistan. After New Zealand came back from lunch at 78 for 1, they find themselves at tea at 157 for 6. Off the back foot. Good-looking shot from Matthew Howard, and run away for 4. There's the old scoreboard here. Technology hasn't caught up with Lancaster Park scoreboard. That's not a bad in-swinger. It would have missed the leg stump. I think it's a bit of a toe crusher.
The big in-swinging Yorker that just hits the top of the foot. Thank you very much.
That ball swing, that's quite surprising. A stump vision should pick that up nicely.
Hart plays a good shot, gets runs, times it well.
Matthew Hart in first-class cricket. He's had about 45 innings, and he's averaging just under 20. It's still very early in his career and can probably improve on that.
But he's not got the chance to be able to stay there for long. Akram with his Yorker again gets his second wicket, and Hart is gone. It's 171 now, and 7 wickets are down, and Matthew Hart leaves. Well, that's again an illustration of the Yorker from Wasim Akram.
Right in the spot, right in there at middle and leg. In fact, it knocks over middle stump, And so Matthew Hart on his way, and now New Zealand 171 for 7.
Here's Matthew Hart with Akram around the wicket, and the ball just keeps on coming at him. It was almost as if it was a missile directed at the foot of the middle stump, and it was guided, and it just came unerringly straight on the bottom of middle stump. Simon Doull likes to take the charge to the bowler. Like that. A lovely shot from Simon Doull. That shows that he's a good player.
It's gone very fine. It's gone to the boundary. And let's have a look at the umpire. 4 runs. He got a little nick on that. So that was close to being a chance. Rashid Latif dived across. I don't think got a glove on it, though. Well, he's got a hold of that. That's a good stop. Should get 3 here, which will move Doull into double figures. Just the 3rd New Zealand batsman to do so. Doull gives himself some room. And it's Doull this time taking one off the first ball of the over. So that's a slight reversal of roles. And Jones comes down to face. Quickly for the single. Jones, it appeared. And the umpire's gone for the camera to decide this. KT Francis has called for the camera. Let's have a look.
Well, Andrew Jones looks well short of his crease there. The ball is direct hit on the stumps. Jones taking a quick single.
So now it's up to Brian Aldridge to make a decision.
I'm not sure what the delay is all about, really. It looks to me like pretty clear cut that Andrew Jones is out. I'm sure we'll see the red light. There it is.
Yes, he was well out. So Andrew Jones's fine innings has come to an end. Run out for 81. An excellent throw by the captain, Salim Malik. And New Zealand lose their 8th wicket at 186. The confident Danny Morrison, fresh from 40-odd in Wellington, gets off the mark from the first ball he faces. Well, it's a no ball, so forget about the appeal, boys. He's actually hit wicket. Well, that would have been an unusual dismissal. He went back, and I think his boot might have gone back and taken the stance, but it's a no ball.
Yes, he slips there, as you see, and puts his foot on the wicket. So it's out, hit wicket if it's a normal ball. Look at that there, just slipping there, the old rubber-soled shoes.
One, turning for 2. Danny Morrison, and comfortably taken as well.
Ball struck on the pad, that's out. Says umpire Francis. Simon Doull trapped leg before. So New Zealand have lost another wicket. Waka Yunus has struck again.
Well, this is pretty quick delivery, and once again it's the attempted Yorker. Simon Doull staying on the crease line, really. And that's pretty close.
I think that's a fair comment, Ian Smith. So Simon Doull makes his way off the park, 198 for 9.
There's one more wicket available to Waqar Younis, who now has 5.
He's played this away down to 3rd man. Danny Morrison, he'll pick up 1. And there's the 200 for New Zealand. It's been heavy going the last 50. Well, that's the answer. He's gone. Chris Pringle giving himself some room. And the off stump is struck. Waka Yunus has picked up 6 wickets, and the New Zealand innings is wrapped up.
Well, once again, you have to admire how accurate they are. They're attacking those stumps the whole time. And 6 wickets for Waqar Younis, and this is really sums up the whole thing. Dead on line, off stump. Chris Pringle just giving himself a bit of room to hit it through the offside, but that was far too quick. And Chris Pringle is out for a duck. New Zealand are all out, and Waqar Younis, the main destroyer, finishes off in style.
So there we are. The Pakistanis make their way off the park. Waqar Younis, the man of the moment, 6 for 78. He gets a big hand from this crowd at Lancaster Park. It's not a very big one, but they applaud. Indikar Alam, the manager, and New Zealand all out for 200.
109 for 1 it was when Brian Young went to Amir. From there, the New Zealanders were swept aside. 9 for 91 they lost to irresistible fast bowling. Jones was 50 not out at lunch, had a quiet time from then on, and ran himself out at 81. At extras, equal second top scorer. Accuracy, pace, hostility and stamina rewarded again. Waqar punished early, in fact was conceding nearly 6 and over before lunch, came storming back in the afternoon with a very hostile spell, 6 for 78, and Wasim Akram bowled superbly for his 2 for 54. So 144 the difference. Pakistan had 8 overs to bat before stumps. The openers Amir Sohail and Saeed Anwar, and we pick up the action with Morrison bowling to Saeed.
New Zealand desperately seeking a couple of wickets before they go off for the end of the second day's play. They've got 8 overs to bowl. Anwar has a big swing and he's gone. Morrison's hit the wicket. Saeed Anwar has the temerity to try and slice Morrison's third ball, and he's paid the price.
Well, we're just talking about only 2 slips in the gully in there, but the keeper, Blaine, makes a lot of ground. Perhaps it was, yes, probably falling short and making up for that one that he emptied out in the first innings. So straight away, the Pakistanis lose their first wicket. Saeed Anwar for a duck. Just slashing wide. Very ambitious shot so early. And Morrison will take it. 3 slips in now.
The first run of the innings, Amir Sohail has to hurry, but eventually completes it satisfactorily for him. And it's 1 for 1. Adi Frouf gets his first runs. And it's 2 for 1.
That's nicely played away by Amir Sohail. And a big chase for the New Zealand field. 2 runs taken by the left-hander. And that's the end of the over, 4 for 1. Brian Young takes the catch. And Amir Sohail is out. New Zealand strike again.
Well, Amir Sohail trying to get through to stumps tonight, and naturally aggressive. That went outside the off stump from Dool, straight to Brian Young at second slip. In the pocket it goes, and Pakistan are 4 for 2.
Night watchman has come to the wicket for Pakistan, Akram Raza. He's already had a bat today. And he's here because of this.
Well, off the back foot, Sohail trying to hit it through the offside square, the wicket, and straight to the safe hands of Brian Young at second slip. And an excellent wicket for New Zealand. 2 chances and 2 catches taken.
So Raza is off the mark. Off the last ball of the over from Dool, a successful one for him, and it's 5 for 2.
Pakistan starting with a lead of 144, having to bat for 8 overs. Saeed Anwar gave it the all-or-nothing shot in the first over, and Blaine took the edge, and Sohail out as well before stumps. Morrison looked very sharp this evening, a good line, hurrying the shot. Chris Pringle shared the new ball, and they, along with Simon Dool, will come back tomorrow with another bite at it. Welcome to One Word of Sports highlights of this third day of the third and final test in the Bank of New Zealand series between New Zealand and Pakistan, Lancaster Park in Christchurch. Gloomy start today. We lost an hour and a half to bad light and drizzle. However, 83 overs to be bowled on a pitch still good for batting. Pakistan going in with a lead of 152 with 8 second innings wickets in hand.
scheduled 6 hours of the day. And Pakistan resuming at 8:42. So the first run of the day, taken from the last ball of the first over, Atif Rauf goes to 4, and it's 9-2. And tip very well indeed by Akram Raza, and it's going to go towards the boundary. It must have been stopped a little bit by Matthew Hart, giving Doyle the chance to be able to pick it up inside the boundary. He must have taken a bit of the sting out of that as well.
Very free shot here, good shot. But from the back foot. And the ball wasn't exactly in the slot to play it.
And he certainly hit that beautifully. That was no mistake at all.
Well, he certainly gives it the full flourish here. It was a wide half volley, but watch his feet. They stay where they are. The ball was full enough, freed his arms, and he just swung through the line. And that's a pretty impressive shot. He's decided that he's not just going to try and play like a high-order batsman, you might say, and see if he can get a big score. If he's going to get them, he's going to get them very quickly, the way that he's approaching it this morning.
He certainly is, and he's hit that pretty well. And it's going to go towards the boundary, and I think it's going to get over there. It does. And he did hit that very well indeed to reinforce what Glenn Turner said. End of the over, it's 21-2.
Nicely turned away by Atif Rauf. And quite a lot of chance here for Shane Thompson. And a couple of runs for the little right-hander from Pakistan. Paddock number 3. Pakistani captain ready to face the first ball from Simon Dool. And he gets it away down to third man to get himself underway. But let's go back and have a look at now at the dismissal.
It's wide of off stump, and Atif Rauf flicking outside the off stump there. If we can, we just see how Brian Young stays down there in that slip position at second slip. Well balanced, follows the ball, good hand position, cuts the ball and straight in and holds it. Good technique for catching.
Hammered away into the covers, good shot, found the gap. The outfield just a little slow after a little bit of drizzle this morning. And 2 runs taken by Akram Raza at the last ball of the over. And Pakistan at 33 for 3.
Diving away to his right, Brian Young, and it runs away down to third man.
Well, the fact that he's got 2 gullies in means he can't have a third slip, and this really was the third slip's chance. Brian Young did well to get a hand on it, dived away to his right, and spilled the chance. So another one goes down off Danny Morrison.
It's a good straight ball. The mid-off, but it's reasonably wide. He should drag it in all right. Down there.
Malik driving and driving very well down the ground. Now the outfield a little bit slow today because of the overnight rain, but it's not sufficiently slow to prevent the ball from crossing the first boundary for Salim Malik.
Well, Morrison doesn't even attempt to go down for this. It's been hit so sweetly that Morrison on his follow through, just see, perhaps puts out a foot. But really didn't adjust at all. In fact, I think he was quite happy that the ball didn't hit him. It would have been on the ankle or the shin. So quite quite happy for it to go through for 4.
Nice loop and the ball turns. You see here the square on. Well out of this ground, Tony Blaine, 2 attempts, but plenty of time. Takes the bails off. Akram Raza on his way. He's out for 26 in Pakistan at 53 for 4.
The century maker from the first innings, Basit Ali, is the new batsman, and he's out there because of this.
Got some drift into the legs of the batsman there and turned. Comprehensively beaten. There's a stumping of Akram Raza. Tony Blaine getting off the bails.
Basit Ali starts the only one he knows, and that's 4 runs off the very first ball. Well, now it stops.
That's 3 instead.
Well, the ball is struggling out of the outfield a bit today. Great chase by Shane Thompson.
Excellent bit of fielding by Shane Thompson. Disappointing for Hart. Had the pressure on, really, up that wicket. Look at that there. Shane Thompson, pretty aggressive stuff there.
That's through Andrew Jones, and Blair Hartland has to chase. And the batsmen come back for the second run.
Danger that you see this big loopy full toss coming along and you hit it straight up in the air and you get out and you're most disgusted, but on this occasion it has gone well and truly back into the terraces.
Played away through the onside, good looking shot, just stroked. Nice stroke maker, Salim Malik. It's a big drive, but he's got it through, it mightn't go all the way. Shane Thompson having a fair bit to do out there on the offside. Oh, he's cut this one, it's in the air, down to third man. Takes the catch at third man. Salim Malik, the skipper, has gone.
Well, for the second time in the over, Salim Malik plays loosely at Danny Morrison, and this time he does pay the price. He had a mental block. He intentionally hit this ball in the air. He got underneath it and tried to scythe it down towards third man. I don't know if he forgot Chris Pringle was down there, but he's hit it straight to him. And safe as a rock there. Chris Pringle, up she goes. And Danny Morrison is delighted as well. He's got his second wicket. Malik on the way for 23, 77 for 5.
Well, that was a little bit of a gift for Danny Morrison. On the short ball, Salim Malik certainly gave it everything. And he was disappointed that Chris Pringle was waiting for it. When he made the catch, it just looked as if Chris Pringle wasn't exactly certain about it, but he got everything in behind it and caught it well, and the 5th wicket's down. 77 for 5 now. Inzamam's off the mark from his first ball, and it's 78 for 5 at the end of the over. Inzamam is hitting uncertainly, but to his good fortune, it goes clear of the short catches, wide of the bowler and short of Unman.
Well, this shot is an indication that he has been upset by those two in close there, because that ball was never there for attacking, not along the ground anyway.
Oh, it's a big shot from Basit Ali to greet Chris Pringle into the attack, and he's just thumped the ball through to the mid-wicket boundary.
He Well, his choice and option this time is spot on, but we've seen Basit Ali being prepared to play the pull shot on a ball not short enough. In fact, that was barely short enough, but he did get a lot of bat on it. We've seen him sky it just over mid-wicket's head on more than one occasion.
Well, it's a lovely shot. He did play it with control. Oh, Inzamam has a big slice at that. And although Blaine catches it, there was interest from the New Zealanders, but 89 for 5.
And once again, it was in the air for a while. Unwin fires quickly and hits directly. And he's going to the third umpire, is Steve Dunn.
Well, it's a great throw from mid-off, from deep mid-off, from Paul Unwin. You see there the replay, and Basit Ali's bat's almost past the wickets, and the green light as predicted.
Paul Unwin's done a marvellous job in the field. He did that in the first innings. Flighted again, and that's a nice shot from Inzamam. Shane Thompson chasing hard, but he'll have to give it away, and that's 4 runs. Pulls it and plays it well too. Along the ground, out to the long boundary out there with Thompson chasing, and you can see the ball slows very quickly. And the batsmen have time for 3 runs.
Yeah, a loose delivery from Chris Pringle. You can see him drag it down short, well outside the off stump, and Basit Ali does very well to pull that through mid-wicket. A lot of other batsmen might have tried to play it through the offside. He obviously prefers the pull.
And well, that's not a very convincing shot at all. He's got 2 runs for it though, and that will be encouraging for Matthew Hart. Ryan Young in close, and he plays with great freedom. Nicely stroked through the covers. Hartland chasing, and 2 runs for Basit Ali. That's nicely played by Basit Ali. Another big chase for Shane Thompson. He's had a lot of chasing to do. And Inzamam looking for a third as Thompson's return comes back. And that's well run. 3 runs taken. Oh, beautifully played by Inzamam. Just a mere push, but look how much he's got on it. And Rutherford has that long chase back, looking for a third, and is scooting back for 3 runs.
This one swung away by Basit Ali. He could be caught. So Basit Ali, a let off. Not a very difficult catch. He had to move a fair bit, did Danny Morrison, but he put it down. Pushing it straight back down. There was a thought of a run. Let's have another look at that drop catch in the previous over.
It's well flight delivery from Thompson and Basit Ali taking him on, looking for the fence, but getting nowhere near it and got too far underneath it. Danny Morrison racing around, eyes focused, hands at the ready, and straight through. Very unusual, normally a very safe pair of hands, Danny Morrison.
Ryan Young amusing himself.
And all the time he's out there, he'll be thinking that he's got a lot of batting to do left in this test.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. Square the wicket. There'll be touch and go out there. It's over. The tube really cuts up where they hit it, doesn't it? It's this new sandbase business. When the knee digs in, let's go everywhere.
Well, it's a beautiful shot, this from Basit Ali. Very well balanced. Ball drifting into the leg side and just helping it on its way. They're always in control of the shot, keeping it along the ground. There's always a tendency to lift those in the air. And in the end, the ball and the dirt beating Blair Hartland. It looks like he might have just lost the contact lens, and he's felt it coming out after the dive, and I think he's put it in the pocket.
Again, a lovely looking shot off his toes. And he's getting a bit of in-swing here, Danny Morrison. And Basit Ali is some fine shots. And these 50 Basit Ali, 125
that shot. There's no cover out there, no deep wide mid-on or deep mid-wicket. And didn't he launch himself into it?
I see it coming, and there's plenty of body to go into that shot. And it went a long way up in the rows of terraces up there. Big, strong man, Inzamam ul Haq. And in fact, it's going to be a catch. So Inzamam falls, not controlling a pull shot. And Mark Hastings is delighted the catch wasn't hard, that Morrison had done the hard work, so delight for New Zealand, and Inzamam leads.
Morrison gets some pace on this. It's quick, it's straight, and Inzamam not able to keep it down. Hitting it very square, but straight to Mark Hastings, the substitute fielder for Blair Hartland. And so now Pakistan, 133 for 6.
That'll be 6. That's a huge hit.
Basit Ali shows why he's such a strong player on the onside.
Morrison not able to get this one high enough. And Basit Ali into position very quickly, helping it on its way. He's prepared to hit it up. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to hit that one for 6. And although it did carry a good distance towards the fence, perhaps 2/3 of the way. And now we see a fielder going back there. Now Hartland is going back to deep square leg. But will Basit Ali fall for that one?
Well, that means they've left a big gap where Hartland located. And so Morrison bowls outside the off stump. That's good sense. Oh, it's in the air, but it's going to fall short. So a strange shot from Basit Ali. Why he tried that, who knows? 141 for 6.
Goes for the single very quickly there. And Rashid Latif has another run. Oh, goodness me. Danny Morrison having no luck at all. It goes to the fence for 4 runs. And that was another one of those strange shots that Basit Ali has. Plays freely on the offside, gets a single out to Hartland. And so the 150 is registered for Pakistan. As we start talking.
Basit Ali well short of his ground. And the really is. The crowd love it. Basit Ali right out brilliantly.
Matthew Hart with the throw. And he's a long way out. So Basit Ali, he knew he was out. He kept going. Excellent innings from him, out for 67. Gets 152 now for the loss of 7. Well, this caused great excitement, Jack.
It certainly did. The crowd's still amazed by it all. There you see the deflection from Jones. Matthew Hart, left-hand thrower. And side on the wicket. It's a direct hit. Magnificent bit of fielding. Excellent cricket. Excellent wicket for New Zealand. Basit Ali on his way. He's run out for 67.
Tony Blaine knows it's out too. Just pushing hopefully at that one and surviving. And another good session for the New Zealand bowlers as they walk out for afternoon tea. It's 152 for 7. And there's the lead for Pakistan with 3 second innings wickets in hand, 296 runs.
Driving, good looking shot. And also looking good.
a nothing shot. Sort of made up his mind to go after, then stopped halfway. The bat hit the ground and the ball just gently lobbed off the face back to Matthew Hart. He accepted it. You're not going to get too many easier caught bowls than that. Rashid Latif caught in between two mines. He's gone now for 3 and 54 for 8.
New man, Waka Yunus, at the other end. There he is there. And he's there because of this.
Yes, gentle delivery, really. It's gone to try and hit inside out through the offside and crept up a wee bit on him. He's succeeded only in just hitting the ground. See the puff of dust there as he's done it, and the ball just lobs back to Matthew Hart. Very soft dismissal for Rashid Latif. We'll be disappointed with that. New Zealanders delighted.
Sprinkle. It's in the air. It's just clear of the field. Held back on the shot.
Yes, held back on the shot because Chris Pringle held back on the delivery.
He goes for it this time and gets hold of it very well indeed. And is it 4 runs?
As predicted, John, 8 down Pakistan, and Wasim Akram, not a lot of faith in the other two to hang around for him. He's going to get stuck in while he can.
I should almost get the feeling he's relieved there 8 down, so he's got a good excuse to get after.
Almost the 3 license. Yes, this is in the slot for him, and he's hit through the line of the ball. It was angling across him. He's just hit straight back through it, and he's timed it very well.
Goes again. He's got this one high. I think it's up on the terraces. Yes, it is.
Well, this is the slow ball again, and Wasim Akram says, don't bowl too many of them to me because I might just get used to them. So that ends up on the terraces about 25 rows back. It's the end of the over.
Ball in the air. It's just dropping short of the field. Ken Rutherford can't get to it, but he gets one anyway.
So New Zealand would need 323 if they were to bowl out Pakistan for the score that they have now, 179 for 9. And it might be 323 because Morrison's got the wicket. So New Zealand will need 323 with Danny Morrison ending the innings. Waka Yunus is caught behind, and it's 179 all out for Pakistan.
So Morrison will be happy with that. He takes 4 for 66, taking the final Pakistani wicket out of Waka Yunus just outside off stump, and he played inside it really. Straightforward delivery appeared to be, but took the outside edge and just carrying through to Blaine. So that's the end of the Pakistani effort in their second innings. All out for 179.
Nice little outswinger from Morrison, and Waka just groping for it and looking around quickly. Blaine had it. And so Morrison and Hart, I think, can be very pleased with the work that they've done. They dismissed Pakistan in the second innings for 179. New Zealand need 323 for victory.
Well, Pakistan's batting in the day by their fast scoring standards was cautious against New Zealand bowling that stuck to the task well. Basit Ali's 67 off 110 balls. He was the top scorer, but at no stage did we see the dominance that we've seen earlier in the series, and Pakistan setting New Zealand a target of 324 to win. And Danny Morrison ended up with 8 wickets in the test, and that's a good reward for his hard work, responding to the challenge posed by the absence of Simon Dool, who went off with a muscle problem with his back in the first session. And Matthew Hart, 3 for 47, his best test figures. So New Zealand set 324 to win, 18 overs to be bowled before stumps, and we start the New Zealand second innings with Wasim Akram bowling to Brian Young.
Yes, 18 overs remaining in the day's play, but Jeff Crowe, it looks to me as though the line is not great at the moment. Wouldn't be surprised if the New Zealand batsmen don't approach the umpires at some stage.
Well, certainly if it's off the light, I'm sure the Kiwis will take it. There's not much they can do really in 18 overs. They can't get too far advanced, if you like, in getting this target. And there's still 2 days left in the test. So their main aim is just to get through these remaining overs tonight.
That's one turning very calm. to get started. Second for Blair Hartland. Another single. So a nice, safe, solid start here by the New Zealand openers. Square, and that is the end of the over, and it's 9 without loss.
3.1 overs bowled before bad light forced them off. 3 apiece for Young and Hartland, and New Zealand needs another 315 to win. So, Kamar Ahmed, your assessment of the day?
I think there's no doubt in my mind that the third day's play was fully dominant.
That's on One World of Sport. I hope we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us on One World of Sport for highlights of this 4th day of the 3rd and final test in the Bank of New Zealand series. New Zealand against Pakistan. A warm summer's day in Christchurch, a pitch that was still good for batting, and New Zealand chasing 324 to win, starting this day at 9 without loss. New Zealand's openers Brian Young and Blair Hartland, and we pick it up with the first ball of the day, Waqar Younis to Brian Young.
First ball of the day. And good-looking defensive shot from Brian Young. So we're underway. So there's the formula. 2 days to go, and New Zealand got plenty of time to get these runs. And here's a couple to get the day underway. Pushed out on the leg side, and well played. Pushing it down, the wide of mid-on. There's no mid-on there, so it's a long chase for short leg, and a comfortable 2. Dropping it away behind square. He should get a couple here.
Oh, that's a good shot too. That's a lovely shot. And that's going to bring the first boundary of the morning. Waqar Younis can get that away. Appeal for a catch, and Hartland's looking, and I think he might be going. He seems to not be sure himself, but he's going. He looked to see that the catch had been made. Katie Francis didn't have to do anything. He just stood there with the arms folded. And Blair Hartland having a good look around. Now he's talking to Steve Dunn to confirm that all is well, and the catch was made.
So this is the first New Zealand wicket. Close in, pushed down the line, just a good delivery. It looked as though it was juggled there by Inzamam, but he held on to it. We can get a better look at it here. No, we won't. We'll see that the reaction of Akram instead. But see Hartland there looking to square leg to Steve Dunn. He got the nod from Steve Dunn, so he's on his way, and New Zealand 22 for 1.
And Andrew Jones, his last test innings, he's getting a tremendous support from the crowd here in Christchurch. And Jones gets his first runs, and they're played very well. Down to third man, there's no one there. And Jones gets 4 off his first ball. And that's where Glenn Turner said that he can, so he's going to get 4 from Waqar from his first ball too. Andrew Jones has come out in his last test knock. He's had 2 balls and hit 2 fours.
Well, Waqar Younis is bowling to only 2 on the onside, and as soon as he bowls it close in to the batsman, then it's help yourself. And Jones, although only been there for 2 deliveries, takes toll of that very easily. Look at the line of this. Close to his pads, help yourself.
Jones just looking around to see whether there's been any change in the onside field. There's not been. Just the 2 players there, a catcher and a fine leg. That's a better line, but Jones has hit that pretty well too, so he's getting past Malik. Well, we know that Andrew Jones is not a carefree cavalier type of batsman. He's a very sure and circumspect one, but he's got some lovely strokes, and we're seeing them today.
Yes, so once again, we're seeing Jones hitting the ball straighter through the offside than not previous innings. He did it in the first innings here as well. But certainly on most other occasions, Jones tends to hit the ball squarer than he's showing today. Perhaps he ought to start his career over again.
So this partnership of Young and Jones was very successful in the first innings and just starting off pretty well in the second.
Nicely played by Young through the gap. The outfielder remains fairly slow, certainly out in that area anyway. And 2 is the score for Brian Young. Nice shot by Jones. Just pushed away down through mid-off. And looking for a third run and making it quite easily. Well run.
So Amir Nazir to continue. Good straight shot. No real power, but he should pick up a couple.
Brings up the New Zealand 50. So there's Jones's method of dismissals over his long career for New Zealand. The interesting one there is the R there.
Clipped away. Good looking shot. Long boundary out there. Won't threaten the boundary. Got a couple more. It's clipped away fine. And he'll run away for 4. The fine leg's too wide. So Andrew Jones picks up 4.
Well, Akram's having another over, and he's going to be conceding a couple of runs. Jones is looking for the third, but declining it. He's played that well, too. There'll be runs for him. Ahmed Nazir will get to it before it gets to the boundary. But 2 further runs for Brian Young.
And that ball swung. He got it to swing in to the right-handed.
Well, it's driven very well by Young. That's a lovely shot. A big chase for Ahmed Nazir. The outfield's got a bit quicker today, but it's still not quite quick enough to get the ball all the way. But 3 runs, and that will give Brian Young a lot of satisfaction.
Good shot played by Young. Gave himself room. So Wasim Akram appears to have taken an early lunch. Really looked all that comfortable out there today.
There we go. There's the partnership of 50 runs between these two. They put on 97 in the first innings.
Well played by Young. Shah Mohammed has a long run, and the batsmen should have time to get back. No, they decide against taking any risks, and they settle on 2 off the last ball of the over. Single taken by Andrew Jones down to Shah Mohammed. Young looking to turn, has taken on the pad, no appeal. And Young turns, heads for the dressing room. And New Zealand needing 324 to win this test match. They've had a solid morning, losing Blair Hartland, but going to the break at 76 for 1.
Brian Young and Andrew Jones have played superbly well in this morning's session, as they did in the first innings. The key thing is to start again after lunch and just battle the way through again.
There's a quick single for Andrew Jones, and is this a repeat of the first innings? They've called for the third umpire. Andrew Jones run out for 81 in the first innings, and Steve Dunn calling for the third umpire television replay.
Well, Jeff, you said a replay of the first innings. There we see a replay of Andrew Jones' first innings dismissal being run out, and Andrew Jones gets the red light again. It's hard to believe, really, isn't it?
What a disappointment. His last test innings, and in both innings at Lancaster Park, he's been run out. What a sad end to what is a remarkable New Zealand career. His record shows that he's one of the best.
He's a great player, Andrew Jones, and I'm sure this crowd at Lancaster Park will be standing in the ovation to him, to salute him.
He's one of New Zealand's finest test players. There he is, run out for 26. And tragic end. Look at the Pakistanis. They know how good a player that man is and how difficult he is with the Smiths and what he has been to New Zealand cricket. And certainly the crowd there acknowledging Andrew Jones. Great player.
And Brian Young has just hit a 4. Oh, here's the run out. We should have a look at that first. Disaster.
Just a carbon copy of the first innings. Same result, same margin short, and the same red light for Andrew Jones.
Dear me. Following ball, Brian Young hit a 4. Nice drive down on the onside, but what a tragedy for New Zealand.
Oh, he'll be sick to the depths of his stomach over this one, I can tell you. This will be his last memory of his last innings in Test cricket, and this is the end result. What a way to finish.
Bit edgy. He's going to get off the mark, though. There's no third man down there, and he's going to run away for 4. Ball struck on the pad. I think he's a little too far forward. Driving. Good-looking shot. Going to run away for 4.
Well, there's a man at cover and a man at mid-off, and they stood and looked at each other as if to say, you go fetch this, because there's no way in the world we're going to stop it.
Salim Malik, the skipper. Interesting to see the Pakistanis under some pressure. Shorter. Oh, was that a chance? Man at short cover dived away to his left. I think it may have gone to hand, but he put it down anyway if it did. Won't hold up again. Well, I think the fine leg has now been finely tuned. Oh, good Yorker.
Well, problems for Brian Young again this over, but last ball of the last over, he went back and talked about a man in at short cover, and he was in business, Inzamam ul Haq. Brian Young going back just a little bit of bottom hand in the shot, causing it to carry.
And Rutherford goes for the big hit over long on. How far has that gone? That's gone a long way.
Well, the shot's on. Raza is bowling largely to an offside field and not on the onside. Well, he flights it. It was outside the off stump. But Rutherford got close enough to the pitch of the ball to be able to fetch it onside. Look at the line here. He gets across to it and down. His momentum going forward. You just have to watch that he doesn't get further outside off stump and leaving a gap.
It's found the gap. Young gets his 50.
Well, he showed considerable skill today, getting his 50. That's just the beginning. He realises that the job is far from done from New Zealand's perspective and must now drive himself on. And there's that one boundary through extra cover and one through mid-on as well.
Yes. And he went pretty wide then, but Young hit it well, and this is going to be his third boundary. The outfield's speeded up with the afternoon sun, and Young hit that well. It's the end of the over, 108 for 2. Oh, it's driven and driven well through extra cover. Salim Malik should get it. And they complete 2, which ends the over. It's 114 for 2. Didn't quite have control of it, but there's no one there. And a chance for 2. They'll have to hurry again, but Young judged it well.
A bit of swing there. Rutherford, oh, dear me. He would have been caught short had that struck. Jeff Howarth breathes again.
Oh, he looks pretty calm and collected there, Grant. Here's Akram bowling the other one. Look at that. Beautiful delivery, that. And look at the athleticism there of Akram. Fantastic stuff, really.
Rutherford was gone a million. He'd lost his footing. Loud LBWPL, and that's the end of Ken Rutherford. The ball is swinging. And Rutherford walks away, not entirely convinced about it, but the Pakistanis have the third wicket.
Well, let's have a look at this LBW decision. On the decision of KT Francis, Akram bowls wide of the crease. Ball swings, it sort of pitches about middle and leg. Would only have hit about leg stump, if at all, Grant.
Pretty marginal, Jeff. Could have missed leg stump too, couldn't it? The umpire said no. Rutherford's gone. 119 for 3.
Akram and Salim Malik, the Pakistani captain, looking to attack Mark Greatbatch outside the off stump.
And Greatbatch has his first run. Again, it was a swinging delivery. Oh, done by another beauty. Swinging away outside the off stump. End of the over, 122 for 3. Oh, that's a beauty. That didn't miss the off stump by very much. Greatbatch having all sorts of problems with Waqar Younis.
Yes, Waqar downwind. Pretty quick delivery. That one really didn't move a lot. They actually just missed off stump.
That's well played by Brian Young. He's got that through.
And he's done a very good job for New Zealand.
It's played away for more runs. More streakily this time. That's well fielded down on the third-man boundary.
Well, in some ways, it was fairly well worked away, but I think full marks more to the bowler there. She's looking about to bring about a dismissal round about that slips galley area. Well, one could argue that that was 4 runs. Any part of the body touching the boundary with the ball in hand would be 4 runs.
Full toss this time, worked away through square leg. It goes all the way for 4.
Well, it's in the air and it's caught. Inzamam has it. Waqar Younis is delighted and Greatbatch has to go. I suppose it was inevitable. The edge would have to come. It did, and Inzamam did the rest.
Yes, well, it did appear as though it was a matter of time. His feet together, just launched himself at it. Big outside neck, driving it, attempting to drive through the covers, and Greatbatch is on his way. And New Zealand now 133 for 4.
Here's the ball that finally dismissed him, and although I think he contributed to that a bit because the ball didn't seem to do anything unpredictable after it started its line. It was just a bit of a lunge towards it, wasn't it? But previously he'd had the ball coming to him at intense pace and just changing its line at the last moment with that late swing that Waqar Younis seems to get. Well, that gets Thompson off the mark, and he plays it pretty well through me. We'll get a chase for Salim Malik. 2 runs to end the over. It's 135 for 4. And he goes for that one, does Young, and he gets it very fine. That might beat the player down there. Oh, look at that for pace and for late swing. Oh, he's hit that well. It was a wild ball. And it was hit pretty well by Brian Young. They come back for the second to end the over. It's 143 for 4.
Well turned by Young. Wasim Akram just ambling after it. He knew full well they were going to get 2. Well, that's played nicely away by Thompson. Beautifully timed shot. It's starting to slow noticeably, and the batsman will get 3. Powerfully driven by Thompson, and that's another 4 for Shane Thompson.
Shane Thompson on 18. He's had mixed fortunes in this series. He's got a problem with his footwork time to time, coping with these quicks. Oh, a little edgy. We'd get a couple of runs. Wasn't a chance. In the air, and it's clear of the field. Should run away for 4. And it does. Clipped away. That's a good-looking shot. Wasim Akram picks up, but not before they come back for 2.
These are the 2 bowlers now that they need to try and milk if they can. before the strike force of Pakistan comes back at them. Still 147 needed, so still a long way off.
He's driven in the air, and it just gets past 2 fielders. So Thompson, with a bit of luck, is going to profit by 3 runs anyway. Now, was he leaning on the boundary when he picked that ball up?
Well,
I think
it'll be
he was.
interesting to see if he did have his hand on the fence. It's not a boundary fence, I take it, down there.
And Thompson's going for a big shot through mid-wicket. He's pulled that very hard, and it's into the boundary for 4. And so these two came together when it was 133 for 4. That's when Great Batch was out, and that's the 50 partnership for them from 69 minutes, 109 balls. He goes wide, and he's pulled again. Thompson gets another 4. So the break didn't do Shane Thompson any harm, and 2 4s ends the over from Arman Azir and brings Thompson to 38, New Zealand 187 for 4.
Change in the field there. And the off-spinner bowling into the breeze.
Thompson lifting and getting it away down through long on. In fact, it was straight, and the fieldsman lost it altogether. Oh, a good Yorker. Well, he bowled a lot of short ones, and then the inevitable Yorker.
Swings it, just over the head of mid-wicket. It'll run away for 4. It's a long boundary out there, but it makes it all the same.
Yeah, 2.
It's a good-looking shot off the back foot. He's called for 2, and he'll get 2. So 200 up for New Zealand. Ryan Young on 86. That might be Shane Thompson's 50. I think it is. Yes, he's coming back for 2. Shane Thompson, 50 runs here at Lancaster Park. A good hand. Oh, that's over the top, is it? Yes, it's cleared the field. He's hit it a good deal better than I thought. In fact, he's hit it for 6. That was a great shot.
Well, I looked very nervously at the man at mid-off here because I thought he was lining it up. He was lining it up all right. Watch it come back from the spectators because he hit it very well. Thompson got under it, used his feet well, and hit that way back into the terraces, cleared the fence easily. You see Akram Raza, he knows where it's going. He didn't bother to really get too excited about things, and the spectator summed it up.
Oh, that was in the air. It was just wide of second slip. It's going to run away for 4, but it was a bit streaky. Comes a long way across again and hits it square on the onside for a couple of runs. Ryan Young's interested in 3. He's going to come back, and he's going to get it.
Well, that's great running because his shot was well placed. Only 2 men on the onside, and finally get a long run. Thompson picks up 3, 221 for 4.
Oh, he's hit that very well. Thompson's got that through square leg. Basadali's very quick across the ground. And 3 taken. Now Rashid Latif just hurling the ball at the stumps there too.
Young has batted now for almost 6 hours, 350 minutes.
He's been secure. And with Thompson scoring runs well up the other end, it's been very good progress. No hesitation there. Yeah. Played it well. Beautifully off the back foot. Another chase for Salim Malik. And that brings up the 100 partnership too. 233 the score. They came together when Great Batch was out at 133 for 4. And so of the 100 runs that they've added, Ryan Young has seen Shane Thompson do most of the scoring. He's 70 not out.
Goes after this, gets it through. Fieldsman going round and just manages to stop it inside the boundary. They come back for 2, and that takes Young up to 98. It's 236 for 4.
And now Salim Malik brings the man in from short square to short point on the offside. So there's a region round backward square. It's open.
He works it away. There it is. A maiden Test century for Brian Young. Marvellous moment for Brian Young. Now he has to settle down again. There's still a lot of work to be done. Well, it was good to see Jeff, the whole of the Pakistan side, applauded that innings for Brian Young.
Yes, that's always a good sight. They obviously appreciate how good an innings that was.
Let's go back and relive that great moment for Brian Young.
Yes, well, Malik brought a man over the offside and kept that area around the square leg area vacant, and there's Brian Young. He put it down there and acknowledging the crowd who are standing in ovation to this fine innings.
That's a lovely shot through the covers. That'll go all the way. 4 runs. Goes after it, and it's away to the fence for 4. Short and wide, and Thompson dealt with that one.
Boys of Macron. Relaxes between overs. Good looking shot. Won't quite go to the fence. But they're running back for 3. Well played. Oh, another short one. He's hooked away and he's got it remarkably well. And it's away for 4. A lovely shot off the back foot. Bit of a chase out here for Malik. 3 more to Young. So the pitch is certainly playing very well indeed. It's very placid. Fending off again, but he's got it through the slip cordon. And another run. Top ever in Tests. Oh, that's not a good ball, and it's cut away. It may have been a drop chance. Was that in the air all the way? I'm not sure. We'll have another look at it.
Well, a few hands went in the air. And there's perhaps a little signal of apology there. We'll see this drop short outside off Thompson. Gave it a good clout, and yes, we'll see it is a chance.
Absolutely. Oh, swung away. That may be 6. I think it is. Yes. 6 runs.
Absolutely no doubt that was 6 as soon as it left the bat. Short, dragged down, outside leg stump. And this is a gift for Shane Thompson, and he accepts it readily. Not really getting into the wicket at all in his ear. And Thompson just launches into that. Helps it's on its way, and that's well over.
Driving. Oh, lovely shot. That's going to run away for 4. And a good shot off the back foot. Won't go for 4, but they'll certainly get 2. Quietly forward, and that's the end of the day's play. And Steve Dunn says stumps. So a big hand from Ken Rutherford. Marvellous effort from the New Zealand batsman. 277 for 4.
And New Zealand has worked very hard today. Brian Young batting for 401 minutes. And what a gutsy display that was to take on the best Test bowling combination in the world and bat for that long. Jones, Rutherford and Greatbatch went in a 57-run period. Young and Thompson have added 144 for the 5th wicket. And Young's 100 in 283 balls. Thompson showing plenty of heart. And New Zealand has 47 to get. And Salim Malik under pressure for the first time in this series. And for the first time, Wasim and Waqar not able to respond. Wasim hasn't been as consistently difficult as we've seen earlier in the series. Waqar not getting the ball to move as extravagantly as the first innings, and no success for any of the 4 other bowlers tried.
So working away out there.
One of the areas where New Zealand has had problems previously in the series is playing the short ball, and I think Brian Young has demonstrated throughout this innings and throughout the series really his technique against it is pretty good. Keeps his eye pretty well focused on the ball until the last minute and evades it very well.
Getting in behind it nicely. So Brian Young on to 120 now. 312 balls, batted all day yesterday. Oh, it's bowled! Brian Young is bowled. So Wasim Akram has got through. Tony Blaine gets set to go out there, but New Zealand have lost their opener, Brian Young, for 120.
Well, joy in the Pakistan camp. They know they're back in it now. And Brian Young just with 2 balls going back. It's a little bit full and it hurried through on him and an inside edge. And the stumps go all over the place. But Brian Young, a magnificent effort. 120, New Zealand 287 for 5.
Tony Blaine out there now. He's taken guard, just a few adjustments in the field, and has this game got a few twists and turns yet, Ian Smith?
Well, it has, and we always knew that Pakistan wouldn't give it away.
Confidently forward. Good over, comes to an end, 287 for 5.
Let's look at this again, an inside edge. Brian Young back onto the stumps. Delivery may have been a little bit too, maybe a little bit too full to go back to, John. I think that's where the judgment error was made. Previously, Young had been quite good at going forward to those deliveries. Just went back and hurried him up a wee bit, and the inside edge onto the stumps.
So, Waqar Younis. Thompson shuffling across. He's coming across quite a long way, but he did so yesterday. Tempted to try and hook it.
So the onus now goes back onto Shane Thompson. They've set the trap for him. They're going to bowl short. See if they can get him and play that hook shot. There's 2 men down there, one at fine leg and one at backwards square as well. So there's one of them. It's Amir Sahal waiting down there. And further around we see a picture there. The man at fine leg. So the trap is there. The onus now on Thompson. He's the man in. Blaine just joining him.
Well, that's a little wide. It was quite a round arm delivery, in fact. Waqar Younis has got a couple of approaches to the wicket. One that's quite an angled one, and the other one a straight one, but Shane Thompson out there on 97. And it's not a bad average, is it, Ian?
Well, he started off his very first test match. He got a good score. I think it was a not-out score as well. And that helps the averages, but it's always good if you can get the average going with a 40 or 45 in your first test, and then hover around there. You're going to have a good career.
It's not too badly directed. End of the over, 287 for 5. Again, content to let it go by. So after that bright first over, Ian, things have got a little tighter.
Well, that's right. I thought Pakistan were very much just going through the motions of getting it over and done with in that first over. Akram was sort of half pace. Certainly that wicket, all the spirits have lifted.
And here's Tony Blaine off the mark, pushing it down on the leg side. Leg by signalled, but so he's not off the mark. I thought that came off the bat.
Well, it was a woody sound there, but umpire Francis did signal the leg by. good indication of how tense it was. It was a good, generous round of applause for the leg by.
Oh, just over the top. And there's Shane Thompson's 100. Just clear of the keeper. Races down for 4. So 100 runs for Shane Thompson. A little nerve-wracking perhaps, but it's in the book.
Well, probably not the best shot he's played to get to 100. But he'll remember this innings well. It's been a fantastic effort. Here's the wagon wheel for him. Boundaries all round the park, the big sixes. Magnificent six down here. Probably won't remember this part of it too fondly. The top edge over the keeper. But just as effective. They're in the book, and so's that 100.
And he's helped New Zealand get to 292. 32 needed, 5 wickets in hand. Tail for LBW, down leg side it looked to Steve Dunn. And a leg by taken, which is greeted with thunderous applause here at Lancaster Park. 293 for 5 now. Good morning, Glenn.
Yes, good morning to viewers too. This is going down leg side. I don't think there's much doubt about that. Pitching middle and leg, and wouldn't have hit another set. He'll take the leg by. In fact, he got so far across, the question was he playing a genuine shot at it? So there's just no room for the Pakistanis to manoeuvre much here this morning. They've only got one slip and a gully on. Look at that, just the one slip in here. And they're deciding that they're going to try and knock the poles over and strangle New Zealand for runs. We've seen that Thompson's prepared to play in a swashbuckling manner again today.
Oh, he's driven well this time. It's a lovely shot. The outfield's much quicker now, and 4 runs results.
Well, this is a top shot. We've got to remember that Shane Thompson's got 105 from just 147 balls. And that was close to him. He didn't need to extend forward to it. But he is a good timer of the ball, and he's clipped that through mid-on. So that's a much safer shot from Thompson. He's lived dangerously, just managing to get that one over the top of the keeper for his 100. So it's still very tense here. 27 doesn't seem like a lot of runs.
Oh, he's playing a big shot again. He's got that behind point. That's racing across the outfield. 2 fours in a row from Waka Yunus for Shane Thompson. The 300 up for New Zealand. So they're in the home straight now, and Salim Malik's got some problems.
Well, this is scintillating stroke play. Just enough width, and leant back a little and clipped it behind point. So well, it's pretty slow out there. He's used the pace of the ball. And he's played some fine shots here.
14 fours and 2 sixes for Shane Thompson. New Zealand 23 needed with 5 wickets in hand. And how much do they owe to Shane Thompson and to Brian Young, both making their maiden test centuries?
He's playing a swashbuckling knock.
And there's another one that's going to fall safely. It went just in front of square, and the player, Ahmed Sohail, was behind square. Salim Malik hasn't got it right this morning. And New Zealand 303 for 5. Wasim Akram will bowl the 101st over of the innings. And so clearly New Zealand have been scoring at an average of just on 3 and over. And they have 20 runs needed. 21 in fact. 21 needed for victory. 5 wickets in hand. And Wasim Akram to bowl to Tony Blaine.
And the field placement's interesting for Blaine as well. Although he's got the 2 slips in the gully, he's got a deep backward square there. Raza, it looks like, way out there for the top edge hooking. So there is a run. If it comes in closer here by the umpire, there's a single off his hip. And Pakistan prepared to give that single away in the hope, though, that Blaine will attempt the hook.
Well, it's a no ball, so there's one more run to the score. And you can see that extras have made a reasonable contribution to the New Zealand total. Wasim Akram just not able to get it entirely right this morning, or in fact in this innings. So 20 runs now needed.
And 18 no balls.
Oh, it's in the air, but it's safe, and they're going to complete a single. Blaine will have to hurry, but eventually Rashid Latif sees that he's going to make his ground. And so they're doing it well. There's some dangers out there for them from Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis, but the two batsmen are doing well.
Well, there's no one around the bat to catch something like that. Even if they'd had a bat pad in, the chances are he'd have been straighter. It went just behind square and would have probably fallen safely anyway. But they just don't have enough runs to feel confident in having enough close-in catches. See where that ends up there, behind square. And the fielder unlikely to be put there anyway.
Well, he's played that well down through the gully. Third man in, so 306 for 5 with the single. One more valuable run to New Zealand. Mohamed Sahal down there. Oh, he's hit that beautifully, Shane Thompson. Once again, it's been hit with precision and fluency, good timing. And 4 further runs for Shane Thompson, his 15th boundary, and he's taken New Zealand to 311. They're just 13 away now.
Well, if the man had been left out there, he probably would have restricted it to 2 instead of 4. It went in front of square, so it would have always been safe. But Thompson racing along.
Oh, that's another big shot from him, but Ahmed Sahal's at extra cover.
311, 324 needed, and this man is going to have a bowl by the look of things, Jeff.
Well, John, he is the captain. He can make the decisions as he wishes. He obviously feels that he's going to be more dangerous than Waqar Younis.
But they really have missed a leg spinner, Mushtaq Ahmed, who's gone home. Here we are. Salim Malik.
And he certainly gives a bit of flight, Salim Malik. Gets a bit of turn.
And that's going to be swung away very effectively by Tony Blaine. And it's 6 runs. Well, he dropped it short. It was the googly, and it was punished.
Yes, Tony Blaine latching on to this very short delivery and smashing it over the square leg fence for 6. It was a long hop, really, and one to be hit.
Yes, it was a real hit-me job, wasn't it? And he did it well. Salim Malik, the skipper. And that's a better ball. Not tempted, Tony Blaine. So 317, 324 is the magic figure. And Shane Thompson, 117, the man of the moment. Just pushes that down to third man. So one more, we're creeping closer.
And what a gutsy performance by Shane Thompson. Came at a very difficult time yesterday, John, and he's played all the shots, taken on the Pakistani fast men, and also a dislocated finger.
Yes, that was incredible, wasn't it? Mark Plummer raced out, put it back into place, but he was so preoccupied with what he was doing, and it was good to see. Good gutsy stuff.
Good gutsy Kiwi stuff, John.
Liked it. So Wasim Akram. Tony Blaine this time, just pushing it into the gully. Full toss, is it? Driving. Got it on the half volley in the end. Waqar Younis out there will collect it. It's not in too much of a hurry, but they get 2.
I say, John, Salim Malik's tactics in the second innings of New Zealand's have been pretty semi-defensive, if you like, haven't they? And that may have taken its toll, if you like.
I think so. One got the feeling from the outset, Jeff, that he was nervous about this figure that he left New Zealand, 324, and he didn't go in with all guns blazing. He had a bob each way, and we've seen opportunities go begging because of that tactic. Back foot in, is it? Yes, it is, by the look of things. Doesn't seem to be much response going on out there. Let's have a look from side on.
Thompson's back leg, just moves outside and gets it back in. He's inside.
Francis is not out. Saeed Anwar, so we haven't seen him before on the tour. The opening batsman, left armour by the look of things, going to come round the wicket to Tony Blaine. And what a bad line and length. Last ball of the over. Down the wicket, thumps it, and that's it. Through to the long off boundary for 4. Tony Blaine, 4 runs. New Zealand have won the test here at Lancaster Park. Shane Thompson, the man of the moment, shakes hands. Marvellous effort, 120 runs. Celebrations in the New Zealand camp. Brian Young, the star of the second innings, along with Shane Thompson. Majid Khan shakes hands. Andrew Jones's last test of victory to New Zealand. Tony Blaine, they're all heroes today. So it's all over, and Jeffrey Howarth, a smile on his face at last.
Brian Young went in the 3rd over with 10 runs added. It was 287 for 5 at that stage. Thompson brought up his 100 off 146 balls and some scintillating stroke play this morning. Tony Blaine 11 not out at the end, and Thompson staying positive, playing his shots, starting on 93, finishing on 120 with 15 fours and 2 sixes. Wasim and Waqar made sure that New Zealand could never relax. They bowled for most of the morning as Salim Malik played his final card. Wasim made the breakthrough to finish with 25 wickets for the series. Waqar finished with 18 wickets. The support bowlers unsuccessful, and Salim bowling himself at the end. So a 5-wicket win to New Zealand, but Pakistan wins the Bank of New Zealand series 2-1. Now we go to the after-match presentations.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just seen a tremendous game of cricket, a wonderful victory for New Zealand, but of course Pakistan have won the series, and to make the presentation for the series, I have with me Wayne Rees, the Regional Manager of Business Banking for the Bank of New Zealand.
Thanks, Grant. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What a tremendous series we've had. It's been a series of won and lost opportunities. Ken, I'm sure you're extremely proud of the way your team has performed over the last 4.5 days to come through and win the 3rd test at Lancaster Park. Congratulations. However, tribute must go to Salim Malik and the Pakistani team for their awesome display over the series and some of that powerful bowling that we have seen. It is therefore my privilege to be able to present Salim Malik and the Pakistani team with the Bank of New Zealand Series Award for 1994. Thank you.
New Zealand winning this morning by 5 wickets, the 3rd and final test in the Bank of New Zealand series, and I'm delighted to welcome to our studio both captains, Ken Rutherford and Salim Malik. Gentlemen, thank you for coming. Ken, it must feel great after the summer the team's had.
Yeah, it does. It's a great moment to win this test match. It has been a difficult summer, full of trials perhaps, but certainly some credit has been derived from this match.
I'm very proud of the team, the way they came back into this match, conceding a lead of 144.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good performance in the 3rd innings of the game when we were bowling. I thought our bowlers stuck at the job very well, especially losing Simon Dool at an early stage of the innings. And really that perhaps was a turning point in the game. Of course, then the fine batting by Young and Thompson.
Salim, what in fact went through your mind with a lead of 144?
Well, we thought we could, you know, put them like 450, but we really played poor shots in the second inning. We take it, you know, take it very easy because we won the series. So I think we didn't play up to our potential.
Do you think there was some overconfidence really as you went into that second innings?
Yeah, of course. As I said, because we won the series, the boys were thought, you know, it's over now. But cricket is a funny game, you know. It's never over.
Yes, it is. Well, Ken, 47 to get this morning. What was the mood in the dressing room?
Very buoyant, actually. Quite a bit of humour in the dressing room this morning, which is pretty normal, but even more so than perhaps the usual. And no, boys are pretty confident. The message was to go out there and play the natural games. I think Shane Thompson showed that.
Anything special that you had to say to Brian Young and Shane Thompson before they went out?
No, nothing special really. We probably owed it to ourselves to have a test win. It's been a difficult season, as we've mentioned, and you know, all those losses are certainly made up in some way by the win today.
That's for sure. Well, Salim, perhaps a word about Brian Young's innings yesterday. How often does a player bat all day against Waqar Younis and Wasim Akram?
I must say they really played well. You know, they never at any stage looks, you know, we bowled them out. They really played well, and that's the reason if we get the early breakthrough like Thompson or Young, we might be there, but they really played well.
Do you think tiredness was a factor with Waqar and Wasim because they've bowled long spells this series?
Yeah, actually they didn't get the support from the other bowlers, you see. So Wasim bowled really at least about 32 overs and Waqar 25. So in the end they were really tired, you know, when we got 4 wickets. And Wasim was actually very tired. So it was a turning point. We didn't get the wicket.
And you came on yourself. Are you missing Mushtaq Ahmed?
Yeah, especially on this wicket. It was, you know, I'm not a regular leg spinner, but I was turning there. So of course, we really miss him.
And Ken, we've spoken to the batsmen, but let's go back a couple of days because the bowlers, I thought, did a marvellous job, especially without Simon Doull.
Yeah, they did. You know, Danny really showed his experience, the benefit of the last few years, and bowled very, very well and kept the pressure on the batsman. Matthew Hart did a very good job from this end, and I thought the unsung hero was Chris Pringle, even though in terms of wickets he didn't get the return. In terms of bowling economically and applying the pressure from one end, he certainly did that job admirably.
That's for sure. And now with the one-day series to look forward to, what will you be working on between now and Thursday?
Well, it's going to be good to get home for a couple of days. Carisbrook should present a very good surface. It has done over the last 3 or 4 seasons, and you know, we'll be looking to go one up hopefully on Thursday. It's going to be a very competitive one-day series. I'm sure the crowds will get out to see it.
And Salim, everybody's fit in your team for the one-days?
Yeah, so far everybody's fit.
Okay, and Ken, I can ask you this, I guess, because you won the game. Was it inevitable that the first ball of the game would go to your injured hand?
Ironic.
Ironic, yes, quite so. Gentlemen, thanks very much for coming in and talking to us, and congratulations on an excellent game, excellent series too. Yes. So the first time New Zealand has beaten Pakistan at Lancaster Park, and Kamar Ahmed, a reward for positive batting.
I think